everybody. For today's video, I was thinking, and I realize a lot of my plans and pretty much anything in my life, nothing is really set in stone, and the more I think about things and the more I get these big ideas and these big plans for things, I don't know, just the more, you always think in life, whatever it may be, that you have a path that you want to go on, things you want to do, and then the more you research those things, the more you pursue those things, I feel like you get further from that original idea. Didn't mean to hit you guys with the Socrates right off the bat there, but I have a lot of ideas in mind for things, and I just want the situations to be right when I make them. What I mean by that is, I got plans, I got these big video ideas, and I have just big ideas for life, and I feel like, at some point, I feel like the situation and the circumstances have to be perfect for me to want to go after those things, and then, on the other hand, if you don't make those steps now, then you'll never get to those things. This is just going to be another rambling video. I know a lot of people enjoy these. I certainly enjoy making them. Just got some life stuff, some fun stuff, some silly stuff. I don't know. I got a lot going on right now, and the more I try to pursue what I'm after, the farther I get from it, on everything I go through. What I mean by that, I don't want to hit you guys with heavy topics right off the bat. I've mentioned, I try to keep this stuff out of the way. I've mentioned before, I had an ex who was not so very nice, and she burned up my credit cards really badly, and outside of credit card debt, my credit score would be perfect. And what I mean by that is, if all my credit card debt was paid off, my credit score would shoot up 150 points, according to credit simulators. And I'd be up to a 750. I'm around 600 right now, just strictly because of the debt she left me in. And I have all these ideas for things. My car still has a big dent in it from when I hit my deer. I have all these, a lot of it is wants. Again, I can still drive my car, just aesthetically isn't the best. I'd love to fix the dent. I'd love to have the car repainted. There's always, there's gun stuff I'd love to do. There's tons of stuff I would love to do, but that just mound of debt is what's preventing all of it. And I try my absolute best, but at the same time, as it currently sits, I get paid pretty much twice a month, once every 2 weeks, and one of those paychecks is entirely going to paying off credit cards. And I've mentioned before, and I got some great sound advice from you guys, and the way I want to go about things would be a debt consolidation. That would make the most sense. But your credit score has to be better than what mine is in order to get accepted. But by paying off the credit cards, the score would go up. So it's like a catch-22 kind of thing. And at this point, it just... I think it would be one thing if I spent all that money on myself. Like, if I went out and bought I have a friend, I got several friends who have motorcycles, and like a nice summer day just riding like around the back roads where I live, I wouldn't mind a motorcycle. So I could get it if I sat there and spent a large sum of money, and that's how I'll leave that, on guns and motorcycles and car stuff. I could get it if it was me who put myself in this situation, but like the unfortunate thing is I didn't. She left me high and dry, and that's why I almost can't accept it. I don't know if anyone else has gone through anything like this. I almost can't accept that number is real, because I'm not the one who spent that money. So even now, yes, I could spend the next several years, once a month, giving an entire paycheck to putting down this debt, but it's like I didn't spend that initial money, so why do I have to pay for it now? And I would love to. I could save up a couple paychecks, pay off a chunk of the credit card debt in order to raise my credit score, and then in which case I could then apply for a debt consolidation loan. But it's just I'm trying to move on with my life. I'm trying to keep pushing forward and being better, and I don't know. I just can't bring myself to save money for a debt I didn't create. And this is my situation. I have to dig myself out of it now, but it just sucks, Just really sucks. So the example I'm going to use here is my brother. He got this he drives a Toyota Tacoma, and he got this very nice, beautiful subwoofer box with two 10-inch subwoofers that go behind his front seats, or behind his back seats. So we just spent this past weekend wiring up everything, putting those in. And there's nothing like it was a beautiful day. Last weekend was very beautiful. Just a nice day, just hanging out. Nothing's ever easy with, installs like that. He forgot to... We had a wire, the remote wire, if you know anything about subwoofers. The remote wire was this tiny little wire. We thought we got it in the amplifier good, but I guess not. So it fell out, and then he tried to just put it back in real quick, which caused a fuse to blow. It's it's always even something silly like that, it's always fun to just be out and solve problems and just hang out with people. I love that sort of thing. So in my mind, what I wanted to do, we were thinking and we were looking and whatnot, and I So I originally I drive an '04 Mustang GT, for anyone who cares. I originally had a 12-inch sub put in the trunk. Now, this is back when I was in high school, so I was not nearly as mechanically inclined as I am now, so I had a shop do it. And it literally took me like all of 5 minutes of research to figure out you can't do it the way they did it. They just tied it into my factory amplifiers that are in the car as it is now, and there's two that came in the factory, and there's certain channels for those amps. So I have four. I have two speakers in the back, and then two up front. And each one of those amplifiers is a 2-channel amplifier. So we have 4 channels. You cannot hook a 5th channel up to essentially 4-channel amplifier and expect it to work. So what I learned was it kept killing the car battery. It completely jacked up. So that subwoofer no longer works with my setup. We were playing around, and theoretically, no one sits in my back seats. To be honest, I don't drive very much at all. I'll take like a leisurely stroll around the back roads on a nice day, but I don't go out and just like take trips to towns and stuff like that. To be honest, if I need to shop, I just online shop, and what have you. So I don't go out too often, so there's never someone in my back seat. Also apologize if I'm itching my nose a lot. It is now April, so allergies. But we were looking at it. I was going to do, and what I want to do is fabricate my own. So do a rear seat delete, take out the back 2 seats, and so my car only has 2 doors. There's not even like a back door. So in order to get to the back seats, you have to pull down the driver or passenger side seat. So they're very small, very uncomfortable. So I wanted to delete the seats and then fabricate a subwoofer box that would actually fit where those seats were. And then do, I don't know how big I could fit, like either 2 12s, maybe 2 15s. That's probably a little too much, but I haven't like measured anything or done anything. But doing 2 nice big subwoofers in the back seat. Because again, there's nothing like cruising either with my top down or just cruising, listening to some music. And I thought that would be something that would be cool. And realistically, for my car, it's actually not that bad. It's not bad at all to do. Like 2 halfway decent 12-inch subwoofers they're really not that much money. Just gonna go to like Lowe's or something and fabricate a box myself, and I thought it would be something pretty silly and pretty cool to do. But again, like, I got all these ideas and all these things I want to do, and like there's all that debt just there. So my answer to solve that debt would be save up to pay off a little bit of the credit cards in order to jack up my credit score to buy a debt consolidation loan. But it just sucks, you know? It just sucks. Like everyone else around me is, you know, I try to keep up as best I can, but like everyone around me's, so it sucks because the last paycheck I had went towards the entire thing. I just said, screw it, paid off the entire month of April's, all my loans and everything, so the next paycheck I'm actually good, unless I want to use it to pay off May in advance. But, so there's 2 paychecks or 4 weeks of money that I don't get to see because I'm paying off loans that I didn't make. It just sucks because, like, we used to do every Friday, but because of my new work schedule, we do either Friday or Saturday. But we used to every Friday go to the local gun shop, hang out. Between me, my brother, and my dad, one of us would buy a gun or some ammo or something, and then we would ride straight over. We'd go at like 3-4 o'clock. Even if we're just hanging out talking about guns, it's always fun. And then we would just ride around the corner to a local pizza shop and get a couple boxes of pizza, take it home. But now we got new guns. You can invite friends over to eat the pizza with us and show them the new guns we bought. It's always fun. But for the longest time, I wasn't able to. Recently that's changed, but I mean, for the longest time I wasn't able to buy guns. I would just have to go, and last year was pretty rough on the budget. For the longest time I couldn't. I'm just paying off loans, paying off credit cards. Like my brother, he would just, so like me, I try to get a gun of every caliber. So like I already have several 9mm. I don't care that much anymore for 9mm. My brother will be like, so he bought the Glock. As an example, he bought the Glock 17 that was on sale. And then, very shortly after, I think it was a purple label Glock. So it's actually military surplus. It was the Glock 19X. I believe it was surplus from the military contracts that never went through. So it was actually really, really cheap for what it was. And he just said, you know what, at that price, screw it, and bought a gun. And I don't get that luxury. I have to like plan it out, and so the one I would love to complete would be, I bought that Glock 20 frame. It was at my gun shop one day. He had a couple frames that someone traded him in. He gets all kind of nonsense traded into him. But he had a Glock 20 frame, and I would love nothing more than to buy the Guncrafter Industries, the 50 caliber Glock upper, the barrel and the slide and everything, and put it on that lower, so I could have a 50 caliber Glock. No one around me has one. I hardly know of anyone that does, to be honest, other than like gun tubers. Which, to be honest, with the guns I have, I might as well just make a gun channel. I'm not gonna lie. But my point being, like, that's something I would love to do right now. And I have, at this very moment of filming, $800 in my bank account. But again, I have the money to buy it, but like I really need to. And the second thing is, even if I took next week's paycheck with the $800 I have now and put all of that towards credit cards, it still wouldn't be enough to raise my score enough to get a loan. It's like this. It's so debilitating, you know. I don't know. I have a friend who I spoke a little bit about this with in real life, and he doesn't know the full extent of it, but he does know some of it. And I don't know, I feel like you guys I can rant to, and you guys at least get a nice soft-spoken voice. You guys get some benefit to listening, and I get it off my chest. But I just don't know what I'm gonna do. So even if every Friday, so next Friday I get paid a week from now, even if I take all that money, it's still not enough. I would need the next, but again, I gotta keep paying those credit cards. And the problem is those credit cards are now taking, they're taking like, so I'll give you the example. Two of them, yes, I have three. Going into the relationship, I had one. Now I have three. And two of those, they require you to pay $300 a month. But then they add $200 worth of interest every month. So like without a debt consolidation loan, you're never paying those off. Just stinks, you know? Just really stinks. So I got all these plans. I'd love to save up 2 paychecks and paint my car. I'd love to save up a paycheck and buy a .50 caliber Glock. I'd love to be honest, I'm running low on 50 BMG. I'd love to go buy another, but the case of that's $300. I'd love to go buy another one and go take the gun out. I desperately need some Desert Eagle ammo. I haven't shot that thing in well over a year. I'd love to go shoot that thing, but again, it's like, it's debilitating, I guess the word I'm using. But I don't know. I got all these plans that are all, the debt consolidation loan would dramatically help, but it still doesn't solve my problem. At least with that, the interest wouldn't nearly be as bad as it is now, and the monthly payments would be lower. So it would benefit me immensely. But yeah, I don't know. On that note, though, I will probably should have showed this earlier, to be honest, before all the heavy stuff, but I just feel like I needed to get it out there. So for those of you that did stick around to listen to me, I got a little treat for you. So in my last video, I think it was my last, either last or two ago, but in one of my last videos, I asked, I got a $500 gift card for my birthday, and I asked you guys what some of your thoughts were, and I got a couple good ideas, but to be honest, the magic of the gun shop is when you show up and you don't know what you're gonna walk into. Yeah, it's nice to sit there and say, oh hey, there's a new, I don't know, what's a new gun out? I don't know, just, there's a new gun out. It's nice to say, I want that, ship it to your gun shop and pick it up. But at the same time, there's no magic in that. So a lot of my guns that I do have were that I just walked through the door, it was there, and I was there, and I said, wow, you know what? That's a cool gun, why not? And this is a gun that he's never had before. And I saw it and I'm like, well, it's here, I'm here. He's never had one of these before. It's clearly for me. So originally my want was a 4570 Henry lever action. But I looked at this gun in the gun shop. I was thinking about it before I decided like if I wanted this or not. But like the more I thought about it, 4570 is a big round, and I'm gonna shell out a whole mess of money on a lever gun that I don't know if I'm gonna want to continuously shoot. I've never shot 4570 before. No one in my family owns one, and so I don't know. So the more I thought about it, I wanted I don't have anything in 30-30 either, so I was thinking, I still want a lever gun because I don't have one, but I want one that's more enjoyable to shoot, something I'm going to want to shoot, something I'm going to want to, put as many rounds into it as I can and continuously shoot it. I don't know if 4570 is that way, so I decided to just not do the 4570. I'll look at the calibers they have for Henry and buy one later down the line. But what he did have, so I wanted a Henry 4570 lever gun. What I got was a Henry 4570. Now, I had a $500 gift card. This thing was exactly $500. It is extremely close to what I wanted. And again, he's never had one of these before. He's had Henry lever guns before, but all he's had is like 22 and I think a 357. So I saw this and I said, this has my name on it. Is pretty much how I looked at it. So this bad boy, very clean, very beautiful gun. Henry repeating arms. This is chambered in 4570. I'm assuming this thing's going to kick like an absolute mule, so I didn't want any kind of repeating semi-auto lever or anything like that. So I bought this for something silly to bring out and have everyone bust up their shoulder. I don't remember how loud this is. This is a break action, just a single shot. It also helps with my ammo issues, where I can just give one person one round of this and they don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about breaking the bank. They shoot it once and that's the end of that. I'm assuming this is going to be really loud to close, so I'm just going to keep it open, but beautiful gun. And just, it pretty much matches all my needs of what I wanted. For those of you, if I can do this quietly, I don't know if I can. For those of you who've never seen 4570, there you go. I don't know if I can really hand compare it. It's like the size of my index finger almost. It's a very long, big round. And the other thing was my gun shop had plenty of 4570 ammo. So this is the Hornady Lever Evolutions ammo. This is a 325 grain. So, the way he described it, he knows I'm a recoil junkie. But the way he described it is this round right here is a good amount. It's a nice balance of kick and recoil, but not being too crazy. You'll enjoy shooting this. I don't know. Again, he knows I'm a recoil junkie, so I don't know if he tried to sell me on a box of this. But I was gonna buy one anyway. This is some buffalo boar. This is a 430 grain. He tried to sell me this. I was like, I was gonna buy it anyway. You don't have to try so hard. Let's see if I can get around here. Now this bad boy is the 430 grain, and I've learned from 500 Magnum ammo. Anytime you see like a lead hard cast like that, usually there's a pretty good amount of recoil. But there's the two in comparison. But nice big hardy round. Yeah, should be an absolute blast to shoot, I'm assuming. So, I guess with that being said, I've probably rambled on long enough for you guys now. I appreciate you guys being an ear for me to listen, or not an ear to listen to, and just, I think we all just need to take life a day at a time and not try to worry too much, but it's the little things that really keep me going. I got the gun for free, so I'm not complaining, but oh well. So with that being said, I guess I have rambled on long enough. Any video suggestions, let me guys know. If you can't tell, it's late. Any video suggestions, let me know. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.